My name's Mark Robertson. I started as a graduate student at the University of Southern Mississippi in the School of Polymer Science and Engineering back in 2019 and just recently graduated with my PhD this past summer, 2024. I came to Mississippi in the first place because I was a track and field athlete. I was able to achieve a lot of different things in terms of running. And then after my running career was over, I was really looking for somewhere to drive my passion, and it was pretty obvious that performing research was pretty similar. There were a lot of parallels, and so that's what brought me to USM in terms of why I wanted to pursue graduate school and research. And I think that work ethic and all my experiences during college athletics really drove me forward as a researcher and a student. So I was able to translate those athletic awards to multiple academic awards, and I think it really helped me along the way. I had a close relationship with one of my advisors who got his PhD at University of Southern Mississippi in the Polymer Science and Engineering department. And he really recommended it heavily because it's one of the top polymer schools in the nation and it's very well recognized. So it was pretty much a no-brainer decision to come here. I grew up in Pensacola, Florida, and I was a kid during the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. So that was a huge impact to me. I remember tar balls washing up on the beach and stuff like that. And Pensacola has some pollution problems in general. So from a young age, I always wanted to do something from an environmental standpoint to make some sort of impact. And so when I came to USM as a graduate student, I knew that's exactly what I wanted to work on, something within that avenue. And it really started during the COVID-19 pandemic. Something that we were really concerned with was seeing the amount of disposable waste masks lying on the side of the road or on campus, and it just became a growing problem, and we wanted to do something about it. So one of my first research projects was taking those waste materials and then converting them into carbon, and that really just led into everything else. And during my time as a PhD student, a lot of my research went into developing some really interesting technologies, mostly based around carbon materials, that led to us spinning out a company, and now I'm the Chief Technology Officer of that company, Reborn Seed. Since we are a startup, that means many things. I have developed all the infrastructure with the company and brought on a couple new hires and so on, but specifically, we're focused on developing technologies, carbon-based technologies that enable decarbonized synthesis. So what that means is that we're developing these materials that can be used to reduce CO2 emissions for a lot of industrial processes. The technology that we've developed is really focused on taking waste plastics and then converting them into these highly valuable materials. So that's societal impact number one, where you can do something more beneficial with a waste product and get rid of this waste stream. The second impact is that we're using those carbon materials for a number of different applications. So primarily decarbonizing industrial processes, reducing CO2 emissions as we transition from a fossil fuel-based society to other alternative fuels. It'll play a key role in enabling that process to occur. And then also using that same technology to remediate polluted water as well as remove CO2 from the atmosphere. The SMART accelerator funding is really helping us transition from a lab scale technology and really essentially covering the gaps in funding so we can get it to a technological readiness level that could be ready to enter the market, right? So really the next steps are completing that research in order to take it even to the next level to make it more market ready, and then hopefully launching that product where it can actually start making a difference in today's industry.